We mostly say the system is working 247 in developed countries, right? What is making the system work? And can we implement that same structures and strategies in our life for personal growth and development? This is what we are talking about today. My name is Grace, and this is Personal Grooming with Grace. If you love this content, please stay here with me, and I'll be right back. Not so long ago, a gentleman I have no form of friendship. I actually gave my number out to him on Facebook because he was so worried. And he entered my DM and asked me if he can call me. I said, okay, what is the agenda of this call? And he said, oh, I just feel like talking to you. And my response was like, I don't talk to people because they feel like talking to me. I talk to people with agenda. What is your agenda? And he went like, And that was the end of the conversation. This means that this particular person did not really have anything to say. And this usually tells me what the person was up to. Because if you were calling to check up on me sincerely, you would have said, oh, I just wanted to check up on you, or I just wanted to call you and talk to you about so and so. But the moment he went like, it means that you really in the first place don't have anything to talk about. And this is exactly the system that developing country is built on. They are built on an emotional system. So when a flight is supposed to leave a place, and because the minister has booked the flight and the minister is not yet at the airport, we have to wait for the minister. But in developed countries, the time that it is leaving is the time that it's leaving. A train is supposed to leave at 9:02, it will leave at 9:02. Even if you get the 9:021, you will not meet it. So that is the system that these two different categories of countries are really living on. And what is making this thing work? It is structure. Structure is making the system work. Remember, I told you that systems are the same. The system, everyone wants to achieve the same thing. They are all importing, exporting, they are all taking taxes, they are all doing this. Similar systems. But it's a structure that makes the difference. And today in our video today, we are going to practically learn how to create systems, learn how to create structures, and get to know the tools that will help us to grow. So let's start with systems. So what is systems? In my personal way, I define systems as the practices, the habits, and the routines that you put in place to streamline your processes for efficiency, for growth, or to achieve a particular result. So all the practices, the routine, and the habits that you put in place to be able to streamline your growth. So let me take you back to last week's video. So last week we learned about the knowledge that we need to acquire for growth. So if you watch that video, you by now know the knowledge you need to acquire for your career growth, the knowledge you need to acquire for your spiritual growth, for all the other kind of growth. Your relationship, your finances, and all of that. After knowing this knowledge, what are the habits, the practices, the routines that you are going to use to be able to do them or practice them daily to streamline this process to achieve a particular result? So now, probably you are thinking of doing a devotion. Maybe you are thinking of learning something new every day. So like general daily knowledge on maybe finances, relationship, anything. So let's say it is daily knowledge. The third one, maybe you are thinking of listening to a podcast on your career or your field. So let's say career podcast. The fourth one you want to do is maybe read a book on anything spanning from career, financial, relationship, anything. So you may want to read like maybe 5 pages in a day. So we have read a book. The next one we have is check up on a friend. So you have that one to check up on a friend. The other one you have is language learning. So we have language learning. Then you also have your maybe journaling. So you have to journal every day. So that one is also part of your daily routine. And then you have maybe affirmation or meditation that you do every day. So that one too is part of it. Then you have exercise, very important. And for me, I have eat a fruit every day. So that's also part of it. So let's say we have like these 10 things that we have to work on every day. These are the systems you have created, looking at what you need for your growth. So you have recognized that these are the things that if you are able to do them every day, you'll be able to get closer to your goals. You'll be able to get the results that you want. You'll be able to be efficient as you want. So this is system. That's all. This is system. So now let's go to structures. How do you put in place structures that will be able to fuel these systems for efficiency and for growth? And that is where most of the times we have problems with. So let's jump into what structures are. So now what are structures? Structures, still in my definition, is the frameworks, the physical and the environmental conditions that you set up for efficient working of systems. So now you know what entails in your system. What are the framework? What are the physical conditions? What are the environmental conditions that you set up for efficient working of the system that you have created? So when you go to some of the developed countries, they are paid based on hour of working. So you cannot go to work and then just do anything at all. You have to be paid based on your hours. So you are constantly working a number of hours. That is a structure. Yes, all the countries have working systems, but their structure is that you are paid based on your hourly working, and so that is what you have to do. So you have no chance of playing around because you are paid on your hour of working. But some other systems, which other countries it's working, other countries it's not working. Some of them are paying monthly, and so because I will receive my salary at the end of the month, and no one is tracking my hourly mode of work and what I am doing, we can just serve on social media and do all sorts of things because we will be paid at the end of the month. So we waste a lot of productive time, and that is the difference between these two systems. So coming back to your structure, what are the structures that we will put in place for you to be able to learn your language every day, to do your devotion every day, to learn about your career every day, to do this every day, to do this every day? And the first one I would want to talk about is having a self-checklist. So this is a typical example of a self-checklist that personally I've been using for a number of years. And I write all the things I want to do every day on the list, and then I have all these boxes from the first day of the month to the 31st day of the month. Then I try to do all these things every day. So after doing it, I tick it. After doing it, I tick it. So because I know that I have a number of things to do, you are focused on getting it done, because it is very, very hurting when at the end of the day you have to mark yourself down on all of these lists. It tells you how you are not doing well. It tells you how you are wasting your day. So you really want to do your best. You really want to get it all done, because there's a kind of emotion that it creates in you when you get 10 out of 10. So you are working towards it. But this same structure you have created, because you have checking up on a friend in the structure, will help you not to only focus on your work, but to check up on a friend, maybe via WhatsApp or via any medium that you talk with. And then you are building your relationship, but you are also building your life. So this is one of the structures that can really help you if you can adopt it. I will put the link where I have shared this my checklist in the description below so that you can also have access to it. Let's go to the second structure we can create. The second structure on my list is documentation. It's important to document what is going on in your life every day. I won't be tired of talking about it. Talking about this. Journaling. Journal your day. What did you do? What was your achievement? What is the new thing you learned? So using all the things that you have said that you will do every day, journal about it. Write it. Today I learned that this, that. Today this is the new thing I learned. Today I'm grateful to this person and all of that. Write it in your journal. Document. You see, the reason why a lot of small companies or small businesses are not getting investment is because they don't have documentation. So they cannot scale up. They don't write anything about their business down. So if someone comes wanting to invest, there's nothing, there's no track record of finances or expenses or income or revenue, nothing. And it's the same approach that some of us we are using for our life. I always say run your life as a business. You have to have core values, you have to have mission statements, you have to have vision statements. I mean, we'll treat all of that on this channel. But it's important that you document, and that is journaling. So that's the second structure you should have in your life. I can't count the number of times that journaling has really helped me to get an answer to something. Sometimes I bought a chemical and I don't know the date I bought it because I journal about it. That today, as part of my day, I had to meet this company to take my chemicals and all of that. I know the day I bought it. I know the day they delivered it. Journal. The third structure is to pay for efficiency. And I am on YouTube, so I'll use YouTube for example. So there are some apps that you are using that are not making you become efficient, or there are some apps that you need to use to make you efficient. Pay for those apps. Sometimes the free version is not giving you really enough value, and then the value that you need for efficiency is in the paid version. Pay for efficiency. Pay for efficiency depending on what you are doing or depending on what you need to do. So for example, I pay for YouTube to remove all unnecessary adverts from my screen because I am listening to something and I don't want distractions. So I pay for YouTube to remove it and I listen to it, and that is how I get my efficiency. So that my attention is not always bombarded with some apps or some adverts that I do not need. I pay for YouTube to help me have the ability to maybe close my screen while listening to a sermon or while listening to something, because the normal one you cannot shut the screen and still listen to it. It will just go off with the screen. So I pay for that kind of efficiency. There are a number of things. I pay for it because I want to listen to YouTube music. So it's like a playlist, and then when I'm working there, it's just playing for me and I pay for it. So pay for efficiency. It depends on what app or what value you are getting from it. Pay for it. And the last one I want to talk about is for you to get an insight and feedback. And so you have to be able to get insights and feedback on your growth. You cannot just keep growing and keep growing. In my local language, we say "Nya otra sanoni se ne chia." So it depends on what you are doing. Get people to monitor you, to be accountable to you. Sometimes I tell my fiancé, he's always the first person to watch my videos. I just know he's always the first person to watch it. And I tell him that if I say something that is not right to be said, please prompt me, shift my attention to it. I have a very good friend that I also give the same opportunity to, or the same, it's not even an opportunity. I gave the same task to, that they should help me monitor me, because I cannot be all knowing or I cannot be all good, saying all good things. I may have said something that is not right. So someone is there to draw attention to what you are doing. Get an accountability. Get someone that you are accountable to. Get someone who gives you insights on your growth journey. And that is so important. No, my friend said I shouldn't say so important. And that is so important. So now let's go to the last one, which is tools for growth. The first tool I would say is the use of our phone alarms. A lot of people do not use it, but it is one of the most important apps you could ever have on your phone. I know how this alarm always helped me because I cannot keep all the numerous things I am doing in my head, all the meetings I have to do, all the people I have to talk to. I cannot. All the Zoom meetings I want to attend, it will escape me. So I always set an alarm for that. And it's always true to remind me that, oh, you have this at this time, you have this at this time, always reminding me. I listened to a man who said that he set alarm to say, as I am talking, my alarm, my alarm is reminding me. My God. Let me just dismiss it. This is so funny. So set alarm to remind you to do things because you may forget. You may want to join a certain Zoom meeting and then you forget. A man said that he set alarm to say I love you to his wife because he may not intentionally say it because it's not in his inner being to be saying that. Probably he's not grown or he's not trained with that. So he has to set alarm to remind him to say I love you to the wife and the children. So set alarm for everything you want to do, and that is one of the tools you can use for productivity. The second tool is productivity app. Productivity apps are very, very important. It can be any app that helps you to get yourself not distracted to go to social media. I know of one app that's like you are planting a tree. So the moment you go off, the tree will die. So you would want the tree to grow. So you stay focused on the work that you are doing. That is one of the productivity app. If you have any productivity app that you know that can help you to grow or track your habits or do something efficient in a day, get that app and start using it. The third one is a reading app. Get a reading app. Some of us we don't want maybe paper books or the hard copy books, so we want to read on our phone. And sometimes it's very boring. If there is a reading app that can help you to read and make it fun for you, get that app as a tool for your efficiency. If it's an audio, that's audio app that can read your books for you. Some of the apps have summarized the books already, and then you can read it in a day. Get those apps because you want to grow. Because of your growth, get those apps. The other one is an online journal or an online diary. And for me, that is what I decided to use this year. I've been using my hard copy diary, but I realized that, oh, I can use the online diary and then I will be able to journal everywhere I find myself. The fourth one I want to talk about is the online diary or journal. And it has been very, very useful to me because when I was coming, I knew that I have this items to bring and my luggage and all of the things that I have to bring. I cannot be adding books. So then I shifted to online journal this year, starting January 1st. And it has been so useful because everywhere I am, I can journal or write what I want to write without necessarily waiting for the end of the day before I write. I may forget some of the things. So it's important that if you really want to go into journaling, get an online journal. If you like the writing type too, it was really exciting always writing. And it even adds to how you write, your handwriting. So it's also important. So if you like that one, why not? If you don't know how to journal, please get my video on journaling. It's on this channel. Get it, my brilliant way of journal. I think that's the title. You can get that one and learn how to journal. One is a tool for your finances. Get something that helps you to track your finances, your expenses and your income, your savings and all of that. Get an app to track it. Because if you don't track it, you will keep spending it. Sometimes you get into negative, but because you have not been tracking, you don't know you've gotten into negative. Because there's money on your phone. Probably that is your savings, but you have entered into it and you are spending it. So get an app that tracks your finances, and that will help you to also be well groomed financially so you have a balanced life. And lastly, if as part of your systems you want to learn a language, then you should get an app for language learning, maybe 10 minutes a day, and then it will send you a reminder that you have to do this. I know the number of times that Duolingo will send me Duolingo will send me a message or an email that we have missed you. It's so emotional, you would want to go back to learn it. So get all these up for efficiency, get all these tools for efficiency. So today we have learned about systems, structures, and tools. And these are the things that can automate your growth. And if you do it consistently, you become used to it. So every time when you wake up, you are so happy coming to do what you do, coming to learn new things so that you keep growing. You keep growing. As I always tell you, when you are growing, you don't know. As you take in information, you are being formed on the inside. And until your growth reach a point where it is so evident, that's when people will see it. So let's keep growing together. If I've enjoyed this video to this point, please give me a like on this video, and if you have not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, and let's keep grooming ourselves and building ourselves. And if you have any tool or any structure that you have been using that is helping you, I would want to know. Please put it in the comments below and let's learn together. On this note, I'll leave you here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.